We're going to analyze this property here in Madison Heights, Michigan in under 60 seconds. So looking at the photos here, you can see the property seems to be in pretty good shape. And actually you can see that it was recently renovated here in the description. Also looking at the days on market, the property's been on the market for over 2 months, so we can go a little bit below asking for the offer price. We're going to run the numbers on MichiganRentalAnalyzer.com, so I'm going to start by plugging in the address and putting in the rest of the inputs. So on this screen, we have our purchase and financing inputs we went with. So here are our closing costs and then our rehab costs. And then for rent, we're just going to go with market rent based on the suggestion right here, which is pulled from comps in the nearby area. So here we're going to calculate our operating expenses and most importantly, our property taxes. So we can calculate them here using this tool, but this value is outdated. It's from 2024. So I went to the Madison Heights BSA site and found that the most updated taxable or assessed value is $56,000. So I used that in the calculation, calculated the taxes, and this is what our number comes out to for the year. So now we've reached the analysis page. We can look at the key metrics for year one, and you can see, unfortunately, for the first year, we are cash flowing negative. This carry risk says how long it would take for us to break even based on these increases in rent and expenses, and it says by year 4, we should break even. And overall, all those monthly cash flows that we would pay out of pocket would amount to this estimated number right here. If we go to this cash flow table here at the bottom, you can see how our key metrics here are projected over the next 30 years as well. So here's our total ROI table. This is the most important metric you can use to try and get an idea of what this property would return for each year. So for year 1, you can see the returns are really high, and then you can see how they improve over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. They start to creep up, obviously, as you start to get cash flow in this as well, but even with just appreciation, debt pay down, and tax savings, you're getting a positive ROI return on this property. So here, if you remember in our operating expenses, we put property management at 10%, but if you're willing and able to self-manage this property, we can run the numbers with self-management, and you can see all the key metrics here start to look a little bit better along with your 30-year metrics. So one thing that I do want to note is for the calculations on this page, we set the appreciation rate at 3%. But this is a little conservative if you look at the market data. So come down here and you can see the market data for Madison Heights. You can see how appreciation has been over the last 10 years using Redfin's data. And if you look at what the projections are based off of the last 10 years, the appreciation rate has been around 8.5%. So for the next 10 years, if it continues to appreciate at this rate, you can see what your property is projected to be worth. We have an optimistic, moderate, and conservative outlook. So we went back here and calculated it with a higher number than 3%, even just like 4 or 5, these numbers here, especially in the total ROI, would start to look a lot better as well.